Hello and welcome to day 2 of the 5-day nervous system reset. And today we're going to look at detoxing the mind. So before we begin on day 2, I just wanted to quickly review what we went through yesterday. And if you haven't done day 1, I recommend you go back after this and have a look at the video for day 1. So we focused on relaxing the body relaxation in order to give cues of safety to the nervous system and also to release residual tension and stress that has been held. So we went through a simple body scan, we looked at the fist clench technique, we looked at using stretching the body. If you think about it, I didn't mention it in the video, if you have pets, you'll see them stretching, and they're never doing that if they're on alert or they're frightened or something. Even, you see the lions in the wild stretching, just giving the nervous system cues of it's okay, there's nothing to fear. And warmth, we looked at using warmth to relax the body. So I'd love to know how you got on. Thank you for the messages that I've received from people. It's really nice to hear how you're doing. Again, you can use the Facebook group to post how you're getting on, anything that worked, any questions about how it works or what didn't work for you, please let me know. Okay, so day 2. We're going to look at doing a mind detox because most nervous system activation now is from psychological stress. So the nervous system, as I said yesterday, is an ancient technology. It is there only for survival. It's not there for you to thrive, and it's often difficult in a modern society for that to be the case, that the nervous system is there trying to save you. And we use the mind in such a way, in this ability that we have of it to go to the past and to the future, and the ancient part of the brain has no concept of that. And so when the security guards in the survival part of the brain are scanning for any senses of danger, so they're scanning the environment, they're scanning your senses, they're also scanning the rational mind, the neocortex, the new addition, which is the part of us that can time travel. And the security guards don't know the difference between the thought of something that did happen in the past or something that happened in the future, might happen in the future. And so when they scan, they think that you're in danger. And so this causes psychological stress. So this ability for the mind to time travel and for the nervous system not to realise that the mind is just time travelling, that actually the past is no longer here, and that the imagination is being used to create a future that is scary. The nervous system doesn't know this, so it'll activate a stress response at just the thought of something. This is really crucial to understand in terms of getting some more peace in your nervous system. So the aim of today is just to find a few minutes of space from the mind and to bring awareness to your mind habits. So look at this cute little chap. Lovely little puppy. If you've ever raised a puppy, you know that they love to chew. It's just what puppies do. And however annoying it is, they're going to chew because that's what they're programmed to do. And so if you're training a puppy, hopefully you're there when it's chewing on the corner of the unit or the slipper, and you can say, no, come away, chew this bone. No, don't chew that, chew this toy. Okay, so we know that because a puppy's nature is to chew, we have to be vigilant. We don't leave it alone in a room with free rein, with our best things in there. Okay, and because we know it's going to chew whether we like it or not, we provide toys and bones and things for it to chew on. Okay, so we're going to use this as a metaphor for the human mind. Most human minds are untamed, and that's because we haven't been taught how to tame them. Einstein has a lovely quote where he says, "The mind is a beautiful servant and it's a terrible master." And the mind is meant to be there as a tool that we pick up and we work something out, or we visualize something and then we come back and we put it down. It's a terrible master because it's part of the survival brain, so it's negatively biased. And it pretends to have all of the answers, and it's over-promoted. And so what can happen is the mind just dominates, and the mind goes off left, right and centre, chewing on things that you don't want it to chew on. And so now we're starting to see the consequences of this mind that will go to something that you don't like in the past, and it will ruminate and chew and ruminate, and you're feeling the consequences. Or if you're more anxious, the mind will pick something in the future and it will bring that to life through the theatre of our imagination, and then it will chew and bring it to life. Your poor nervous system thinks that's really happening now and activates a stress response. So what we're coming to see here with this image is minds that are untamed will chew. And they will chew on things that the mind wants to chew on, not things that are for your benefit. Okay? If the mind was just daydreaming, imagining, beautiful things and helpful things, it wouldn't be as much of a problem. But I don't know about your mind, but my mind, when it starts chewing, doesn't want to chew on those type of things. It wants to chew on, what went wrong and what might happen and why, how I failed at this, and all of the stuff. The score. And so we're going to start learning to notice what the mind is doing, and like this puppy, we're going to notice and we're going to try and bring it back. Notice and bring it back to safer ground. And so we're not going to go to war with the mind because it's just doing what minds do. We're just going to bring conscious awareness to it and bring the skill of bringing it back to the present moment. Okay, so there's a practice called moment-to-moment practice, which is good. My screen is over to make me a bit smaller. Okay. So in moment-to-moment practice, unlike meditation where you need to sort of sit down and close your eyes, this is done in daily activities. And so at various times during the day, while you're doing normal activities, I'd like you to pause and become consciously aware of the present moment just as it is. Notice what your mind is doing, and then bring your state of present awareness to the activity that you're doing. So what this looks like is you're washing your hands, you pause and ask yourself, where is my mind? What's it up to? Is it helpful? Just notice. You're just noticing where it is. And in that noticing, automatically you're separating, you're getting a little bit of space from the mind. And then if you're able to, once you've noticed what the mind is doing, you say, thank you, mind. Let's come back to the present moment and look at what we're doing here. So feeling the water, noticing the smell of the soap, listening to the sound of the water. So we're going to use your senses, the actual environment that you're in, to bring the mind back to the here and now. Now, just like some puppies are more stubborn than others, some mind patterns are more stubborn than others. So if you notice the unhelpful thought patterns or habits of mind, starting to see them as old stale habits and sinking back from them into the present moment. If the mind is very stubborn and won't release, you can try saying internally, clear, clear. It's just a small thing, but it's giving you a tiny space to release from the mind. And if the mind really don't release, that's absolutely fine. Just make a note of what that subject, that topic was. Notice what your nervous system is doing. Perhaps you're a bit stressed, a bit caught up, and keep practicing. So just let that go, that's fine. Don't use it as a hammer of judgment against yourself if the mind has really got a grip. Okay, we're just noticing. This is about bringing curious awareness with no judgment. So that moment-to-moment practice is in daily life, where we're bringing our senses back to the present moment. So we're anchoring into the body, into reality of the moment. Another way we can build more helpful mind habits is by using the imagination, but using it in a way that is helpful to you. So this is through things like visualization. Okay, so we're almost leaving the present moment. We're going into the time-traveling mind, but we're doing it in a very measured way, in a way that is going to be helpful to you. So I'm aware of the time, but I was just going to do a couple minutes of a guided visualization, 2 or 3 minutes, so that you can get the experience of that. So I'm just going to turn the video off. So you might want to look at this image, or you might, if you're somewhere that you can, you might want to close your eyes. And in this example, we're going to use the river as a representative of the stream, the river of thought. Okay, so just taking a nice big deep breath in and a long slow release breath out. I'd just like you to visualize yourself being on a riverbank. So feel the floor beneath you. It might be beautiful grass, it could be stonier like this one here. Just noticing the sky, allowing all of your senses to come alive. So we're hearing perhaps the birds in the background, the gentle flow of the river. And taking a big deep breath in, smelling that refreshing fresh air, and slow release breath out. Perhaps noticing the position of the sun and allowing its gentle rays to come down and relax the mind and the nervous system. And as you look around to the left, just noticing the colours and the textures of nature. Noticing what you can see ahead of you, in the distance, and then to the right. So you're allowing your imagination to really bring this peaceful scene to mind. And when you've had a go at creating this scene, make it, as I said, something that really suits you. What you can then do is to visualize the stream of thought just flowing by in this river. So you're practicing being on the riverbank, and you're noticing the mind, the flow of thought just going by. Now, at certain points, you might realize that you're no longer on the riverbank viewing this river of thought, but you're actually in the flow of it. So the mind has grabbed you off the riverbank and it's taken you downstream. Okay, might be thinking about your next meeting, or what the kids are doing, or whatever. Might be taking you into the past, whatever. The mind has temporarily got you into the flow of its energy. So we just notice as soon as we can that we're no longer on the riverbank, making a conscious choice of what we focus on and experience, but we're in the flow. That's fine. So you might want to visualize then, as soon as you notice a raft or a boat, and you hop in and you just glide back to the nearest riverbank, and you settle yourself down and you notice the scenery around you here. Again, and noticing the different colours and the sounds and the smells. Bring it to life as much as you can. You might want to visualise a picnic, or you're there with a friend. And again, just holding this And then again, you might notice the mind grabs you and off it goes down the river. That's fine. And so this practice you can build on just using this visualization to help your mind stay on track, somewhere that you want it to be. And then you'll notice you might have to bring it back from the river a number of times, even in a short period. And that's fine. We're just building this muscle of bringing the mind back to where we want it. So you might want to pause the video and continue doing this yourself. But if you're ready to come back to the day, just gently opening your eyes, taking a nice big deep breath in, and seeing if you can do some of that moment-to-moment practice, or even a bit of a longer visualization if you can at some point. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Thank you.